Hey everybody, it's Christine. Today I am up for clear scraps with a new scrapbook layout, which is not something I've done a ton of for clear scraps. However, have a look at this piece I have in my hand. This is one of their new words that is wood, and it's a big piece. But not so big that I couldn't use it on a 12 by 12 layout. So while it's obvious that you could use this on home decor, DIY, various crafts, I felt like it was a little less obvious that you could use it on a scrapbook layout. So I decided to do just that. Now, as I've talked about in other videos recently, I'm pretty into big titles. And so we're going to continue that trend today and keep it rolling. So you can see I took this wood piece and I just went ahead and painted it white. I did not do anything fancy to it. Just simple white really makes it pop off the page. You can also see in the background that I've created a stitched circle. Now, not only did I do stitching, but I tried a new stitching technique that I have not tried before, and that is chain stitching. Look for a tutorial to come in the upcoming week with that, because I think it's a really cool new technique to try. Obviously, it's not new. It's been being used with fabric and thread for a long time, but for actual scrapbook layouts, I've been seeing it pop up more and more, and so I decided to give it a whirl myself. So, like I said, keep an eye out for a tutorial, and let me know down in the comments below if there's other stitching tutorials that you'd like to see or stitching techniques you'd like to try, or if you've never tried stitching before, if you'd like to see some more techniques, because I do have some of those as well. Now, I am using the Garden Harvest collection from Jillibean Soup for all of this layout. Beyond the hello from Clear Scraps, the rest of it is comprised of paper and stickers from Jillibean Soup. So I'm going to fussy cut a bunch of flowers from this beautiful patterned paper. And you can see I've already backed the layout with a really pretty patterned paper that's got a navy background. I love that paper, and I'm going to be using it a lot. I have several sheets of it. It's just so pretty. The combination of the navy with the prettier bright pops of flowers is just spectacular. Now, my total inspiration for this layout was to create kind of a wreath look. So between my hello word at the bottom of the wreath, along with the chain stitching, I am going to take all these flowers and build up around the picture all over the place. And so I'm using both a combination of the fussy cut flowers from that patterned paper and also some from the bits and pieces, which are little cutout cardstock pieces. You can also see that with some of them, I'm taking some of my own tools that I have on hand, in this case, a paintbrush, and trying to pull the petals up, curl the petals, trying to add some dimension to the flowers that way. So you can see right now I've got a pretty good base going along the word hello, and then I'm going to kind of work my way upwards. I'm not going to go, I don't want to cover all my chain stitching up, so I'm kind of I don't know if you've seen the wreaths lately. If you've been to any home decor store, there are wreaths out there that have just a thin metal piece and then have a flower arrangement at the bottom, third of the wreath. And that's kind of where my brain was going, to use the chain stitching as the metal part, if you will, and then to just have flowers down towards the bottom with hello and then trickling up the layout. And you should see me right now as I'm doing my voiceover, because my hand is moving along as I'm talking about it. I'm explaining everything in the air. It's kind of actually funny. And if somebody walked in right now, they would get a good laugh out of me. So carrying on, you can see, yes, I'm doing curling, I'm doing pulling, I'm messing around with my flowers to add dimension. I'm also using some 3D foam adhesives from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L, in particular circles, because circles work well with flowers. And I'm trying right now to get a good balance of color, sizes, all those things. Because I've got such a big title, there's not a ton of room for embellishing. I do want to point out real quickly, part of why I chose this collection specifically to work with. If you can see right now, the colors tie really nicely with the shirts that my husband and I are wearing and with the green trees in the background. So I was drawn to like the fact that my husband's wearing a navy blue shirt that pulls in that nice navy blue floral background. The teal color shirt that I'm wearing ties in nicely with those little flowers. And of course the green pulls in the whole thing with nature. So just, you know, those are how I go about making some of my decisions. Do my pictures always match? Not always, but very, very, very often they do. And that's always where I kind of jump off. If I don't have a specific theme that I'm working with, then I start to dig through and say, okay, well, what do I have that would go nicely with this picture? What's going to enhance this picture even more? And that's really like a big part of how I pick out everything as I approach scrapbooking. I would love to hear down below, in addition to my questions for you about stitching, how do you pick out your projects? How do you pick out what you're going to work with? Do you use current kits? Do you use collections just because you like them? Do you start with the collection and then pick a picture? What's your approach? You know, I go both ways. Sometimes I know I have to specifically work with a collection for a company, and other times I know like I can work with whatever. And so like in this case, I could work with whatever as long as I used that hello word in there. And so I went and was able to let it be based on my picture. So you can see I'm bringing in leaves, I'm bringing in stems. All these things are coming together to make the whole thing just be one big cohesive bouquet wreath look. I love how this one turned out, and I'm not even sure that a camera or a video can do it justice. It's one of those that I like set up on our mantle, and as I look at it, I'm like, wow, that one really turned out good. One of those ones that really catches your eye. And I think a big part of that is that title. I think the title really makes it pop, and then combined with it, the stitching and the florals and a picture of me and my husband, and all those things just came together so nicely. So very pleased, and I can't wait to try out more of these wood pieces on layouts. So there you have it. Pretty simple and straightforward, even though it doesn't look like it. Obviously, the chain stitching does add an element of difficulty. Do look for an upcoming tutorial on that. And thank you so much for being here today. I will be back again soon with another video for you.